Hello, hello. I think we are live. I know we are live here on Facebook right here, on Instagram right here, and on the YouTube video. We are not live on YouTube, but we are recording. So this goes to YouTube as well. That's why you can see my microphone. But I want to say hi to you all. If you're online, if you're watching live, say hi back to me so I know you're in. Sometimes it takes a couple minutes for the platforms to show me eyeballs or even your name. So say hi so I can say hi back to you. Today we are going to talk about vision. I'm so excited. It is my favorite thing to talk about. Hi, Crystal. How are you? We are going to talk about vision today. So if you don't know me, my name is Faye Longo. You may know me as Fernanda. A lot of you message me and say how you pronounce your name. So I want to make it easy for everybody. And I'm just saying Faye Longo. That's how I've been called my whole life. That's kind of a nickname for Fernanda in Brazil. I'm from Brazil. I've been in US for over 12 years now. And enough about me. Let's get started. If you feel like I'm kind of looking all over the places because I have 3 cameras going on right now. I am a mother of 3 little kids. My oldest one is in kindergarten. And with this whole quarantine craziness, I have a kid at home. We have a super cold day. This morning was 2 degrees Fahrenheit. And it was delayed at school, so I had to change the time of this live, trying to manage quarantine with the kids. My kid is not sick. We tested her. She's negative. She has no symptoms, but it's just quarantine and procedures. So anyway, so that's why I'm delayed. That's why we are out of the schedule. I like to do those lives at 10 o'clock, but once again, enough about me. Let's get started. Let's talk about vision. Who is ready to talk about vision today? We are going to talk about vision for your health and happiness. Okay, we are not going to go over like a vision for health. I want to lose 5 pounds. I want to do this. That's not what I'm talking about at all. I'm talking about like, what is the vision for you to feel good, for you to live your life to the fullest? Like, what do you want to do? Because that's different for many different people. Like my mom, she loves being in places. She loves being out and with a bunch of friends and in parties. So her vision is like having that energy to be out and doing all those things. I am in a different phase of life where I have 3 little kids and I'm just trying to have energy for me to take my kids to places like to school and all the stuff you have to do with kids, and wake up at 5 in the morning and be up with them till the day's over and have that energy for that. So each one of us, we have a different need and a different wanting depending on what season of life we are, what things we like to do. Like I love to read, so I want to be able to stay up a little bit later or wake up a little bit earlier and have some time for me to read in peace before my kids are up and so forth. So you need to think about what type of healthy and happy life you want, which is completely different than anybody else. So this is the part 3 of this setting holistic goals series that we are doing here at Eden. If you have not watched the part 1 and part 2, you can scroll back in the platform. You can stay here now and then just go back and watch the other 2. I have them on Instagram, on Facebook, on YouTube. So whatever your platform of choice, you're going to be able to find the part 1 video where we talk about our why and why we want to feel better and why we want to be happier, right? Which everybody want to be happier. I would think so. But anyway, we talk about the why and why it's so important to understand the why first. And then the second video, we talk about assessing our reality. So what are the things, the situation that we are right now? Because if you don't know where you are, you can never know where you're going. Okay, so the part 2 is very important for you to assess where you are. And then also, my beautiful friend Emily, she made a beautiful, gorgeous PDF that you can download for free. You just go to EdenInsider.com. We will send it to your email. It's a free PDF. If you are a person of pen and paper, you want to print something gorgeous down and write it down. I am not, I am a pen and paper person. I have a pen and paper right here, but I am not like a beautiful designer kind of person. So Emily did that for us, and she did it a beautiful job. So you can print that out at your home and just kind of use that to guide you to those steps where you are finding out what is healthy and happy living for you. Okay, so you can find all that in the description. You can send us a DM or comment below if you have any questions. We'll hook you up with all that. But let's talk about vision. The vision is so important because if you don't have a vision, you are not going nowhere. And whether you share the same faith as me, if you've watched any of my videos, I know I'm a person, my faith is super important to me. And I really believe that without vision, the people perish, which is in the Bible. If you are not a person of faith, I can quote you many different smart people quotes on vision. Show me a person without vision, and I show you a person that is going nowhere. Or, I mean, you just go to Google and put vision quotes, and it's going to show up many different quotes. Because really, if you don't know where you're going, it's the same thing of you sitting in your car and you're just driving around. And I know there is a season for that. There are some days that my kids are crazy, and I just tell my husband I need 15 minutes to drive around, just be out of this place and clear my mind. So there is a season for you to just kind of go with the flow and not really focus so much on the vision, but that's a short season. And after those 15 minutes, you got to go back up and go back to your vision, right? So you get on your car, you have to know where you are going. You may get on your car, don't know how to get there. Praise the Lord for GPS, right? I don't go anywhere without my GPS on my phone. I don't know how people survived. Actually, when I got my driver's license, the GPS thing was just starting, but not on the phones. It was like that big, gigantic one that you hook it in your car, and it was not updated, right? So it's not like today, oh, there's a construction, there's an accident that happened 2 seconds ago and you can deter. It was, that thing was downloaded and you hooked up to your huge computer and updated once when you bought it, and then you never updated again. So I always had the GPS. Since I got my license, I don't know how people got nowhere without the GPS, because back then I would get lost because the GPS would give me the wrong information. But anyway, the point is, you know where you're going. You may don't know how to get there, and you may figure it out how to get there in the way. You may find accidents and things that you have not planned in the way that may detour you, but you still know where you are going. So that's a big example. When you think about vision, you think about, where do I want to go? What being healthy looks for me. You may be a person that have high cholesterol, and maybe being healthy for you looks like having average cholesterol numbers. And the same thing with diabetes. You may need the energy. Like I always give example because that's my thing. I am super busy with the kids and business, and I need the energy to do all the things that I have going on right now. So once you get the vision of like, what is this healthy for me? And then the same thing with the happy. What is the happy for me? Are you a person who likes to be out and see 100 friends a day and do a million things? And like, you wake up in the morning and jump out of bed like a jack in a box and you're ready for the day? Or are you a person that, like me, I like to wake up slowly and get my book and make a cup of coffee, my second cup of coffee, and relax in the morning. And after I got like a good 30 minutes, sometimes an hour of my time, then I can move on with my day. Some days I get up at 5 o'clock just so I can do this if I know I'm going to have a busy day, because I am a much happier person if I have that little time for myself, instead of jumping out of the bed with the alarm. My kids are screaming, we're late for the bus. It just destroys my day. So you have to figure it out what is happy for you. Okay. So I'm going to give you some tactical things that you can look for right now, like some questions. And if you download that PDF, you're going to have those questions in some space, like a beautiful colors that you can jot those notes in there and save it for later too. Because this vision, just like when you get in the car and you're going somewhere and then you encounter car accidents, road construction, and all that, this vision, it just show you that you're going there, but you're gonna find all this construction and accidents and everything in the way. Things are gonna happen to deter you, and it may take much longer than you thought. That's why I don't like, I'm gonna set a goal, I'm gonna lose 5 pounds in 2 weeks. Well, that's great, but chances are that you're going to find problems and it's going to get in your way. And I spent so much time, like I spent years living the hustle culture where I don't care what I do. I'm not going to sleep. I'm going to lose 5 pounds. I said I was going to do it. I was just going to do it. But then I found out that yes, I was kind of physically healthy, but I was miserable because I was not sleeping. I was not doing the things I love to do because I was so focused on that specific hustle goal that I didn't have a holistic view of what would make me feel good, right? That's why I'm so passionate about this. Okay, so let's go to some questions that are going to help you guide into this. And I always start with the body because I feel like this is the easiest thing for most people to um, grasp, right? Because you can actually grasp your body. So, for your body, I want you to think right now things that you, uh, hold on, let me just double check. Yeah, okay, I'm still here. This technology sometimes fails us. I want you to think about what are the things that you want to be, and don't think about time. Don't think about this is going to be too hard, this is going to take too long. And don't think about like, oh, I want to do this, but I do not want to give up that. Okay, don't think about any of this. Just think about like if you could imagine what would be like a healthy you physically. I'm talking about the body first. What would that be? Like what how much energy would you have? Like what activities you like to do? Are you a person that like to be outside in nature? Are you a person that like to be inside reading books like me? Are you a person that have kids? Are you a person that have a lot of friends and activities? Is your work really hard on the body? Like are you a person that you are on your feet all day for 8 hours a day and you just need to be able to be at work all day and not have back pain? Are you a person that has cholesterol, diabetes, any of these issues? And what are the things that you're working with your doctor that you need to do to revert that, right? Because I'm not a doctor. I'm not here to tell you what you need to do for your specific condition. You're going to do that straight with your doctor. I just want to guide you to have that vision without putting all the extra, but I can, but I won't, but that's impossible, but I don't want to give up this. Just don't worry about this. Just worry about what would be ideal for you and then write that down. Okay. So, and once again, do not think about pounds. Do not think about things that is just numbers and it's not going to give you really that the feeling that you achieved something, right? Because uh, numbers is just gonna, it's very quick. It's a quick feeling that you achieve something. You know what I'm saying? Like you say, I'm gonna lose 2 pounds, and then you look at the scale and you're like, okay, yes, I lost 2 pounds, and you get healthy, you get happy, I mean. But this happiness only lasts a couple minutes, and then you see a piece of cake and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm miserable again. But if I eat this cake, I'm gonna get that 2 pounds back because 2 pounds is nothing. So that's why it's so tricky when you think of numbers. I want you to think on a bigger picture of your lifestyle. Like what would be a healthy lifestyle for you? And then write that down. Then once you have that, and I'm not going to pause here. You can pause the video if you want and then go back and watch the rest. But After that, I want you to think of your mindset, your mental health. What are the things that you want? If you have a vision of a person that has a sane mind. I say that all the time. I'm big about affirmations and I say it all the time. I have a sane mind because I've had in the past, not mine, I don't own it anymore. And one thing that I want you to stop saying, I do it too. But that was a big shift changing for me was say, I have whatever it is. So I used to say it all the time. I have anxiety. So you can fill in the blank with whatever you don't like it. And I want you to remove that have because nobody gave it to you. You may feel like you have it, but it's a lie. You don't have it. It's kind of attached to you, but there will be a way for you to release it, whether is with lifestyle changes in some situations, and some situations will require medical and medication and doctors to help you release that. But what I want you to understand is that you don't. It's not yours forever. Like it's not part of your identity. Okay, you can change that. Um, it may take a long time. I don't want you to think on how, when, and how much it's going to cost, which I'm not talking about money only, but like you're going to have to stop doing A, B, or C, stop eating A, B, or C. And a lot of people don't look at their goals because they are so afraid of what they're going to have to give up for them to achieve that. You know what I'm saying? So, once again, going back to mental health, like if you are I used to struggle so much and I still do sometimes with anxiety, but I keep telling myself like I have a sound mind. That got in the way. Instead of me saying I have anxiety, I say I have a sound mind. I may be anxious at this moment because my kids are flipping out or because this situation is happening because I need A or B. I may be at this moment, but that's not who I am. I have a sound mind, right? So that's a big thing for me. So for you, what having a sound mind would be? What are some of the things that you would be able to do when you have a sound mind, that you will be able to do when you have a sound mind that you feel like right now you can't not do? So, for example, I had a hard time taking all my kids to like the park by myself because I feel like there's so many and I cannot keep an eye on all of them at the same time. So that makes me extremely anxious, right? So I can say I have a sound mind if I take my kids somewhere and I may choose a park that is more secluded, that is gated, instead of taking them to a huge park with hundreds of people, right? So what are and I'm just giving like a small examples. I know some of you may be struggling with something harder and bigger and you say I want a bigger examples, but I want to give you examples of every day. Like when you go to the grocery store, I know a lot of people that have anxiety going to the grocery store. So when you do your everyday things at work, when you're just with so much pressure, so much stuff to do at work, and you don't have enough time. So I want you to think about what having a sound mind will be for you at those specific situations, and then write that down, write that vision down. Okay. And then last, I want you to think on your soul. And I heard something a couple days ago that I love it. And it says, our soul is our mind, our will, and our emotions all together. Right. And I talk about, a little bit about that on the first video, where we say here the body, the mind, and the soul for the sake of making it easy to understand. But the mind is partially in the soul and it's also partially in the body, because when we talk about the physical brain and how hormones and the physical brain impact our mindset, our mood, so it's part in the body as well. So when you look at your soul, what is the vision that you have for your mind, for your will, and for your emotions? How you want to feel, and that includes the type of people that make you feel good versus the type of people that that could be toxic for you. We talked a little bit about that last week. There are people that trigger some emotions in us that is not ideal. So what are the boundaries we need to put in those situations? Like, how can we look at the situations and recognize that there's possibly a trigger, and what are the boundaries we need to do? So I want you to think about those things and then set a vision for boundaries, set a vision for activities you can do, set a vision for things that you can do that will help you go back to a centered, sound mind. Like for me, I like to read. My faith is very important to me. So when I'm having an attack, I like to, like when I am having an anxiety attack, I like to either go like take a shower and pray and sing worship songs in the shower, because nobody want to hear me singing, right? In public. So in the shower, or I like to go somewhere where there's no noise and sit down and read my Bible and pray. So that's something that works for me. If you're a person of faith, that probably works for you too. If you're not a person of faith, you may have to find something else that will be positive and that will give you bring your mind to the right place, right? Hi Trish. Yes, the sound mind in Christ. Exactly. That's where I go when I need to bring my mind back to being a sound mind. Yeah, so you have to find what is for you, but you have to pay attention, because for a long time I connected my sound mind with bad behaviors. So when I was having an anxiety attack, my way to cope was, and for many years, if you know me for a long time, for many years, one of my ways to cope was drinking a beer. I have a lot of friends that they may go to chocolate or ice cream. So those are not healthy habits. And in that way, you're temporarily going to put a band-aid in this situation, but you're going to make it worse. So you need to recognize, and that's why last week recognizing where you are is so important, because you're going to recognize, like, I have those triggers and this is how I'm coping with those, and this is not a healthy way to cope with the triggers. So what is the vision for healthy ways to cope with your triggers that will give you a sound mind? Okay, so just a recap of what we're talking about. I'm going to wrap this up. This week, your homework for this week is cast a vision where you want to be physically for your body, your health. Second, where you want to be on your mind. And third, where you want to be with your soul. You want to not only you don't want to look like you're calm, but you really want to feel calm on your soul, have that sound mind on your soul. Okay? If you have any questions, I'm here for you. Just comment below. If you think this would help anybody, please share with your friends, send it to them. And I will upload this video on YouTube, hopefully today, fingers crossed, if I don't have any more emergency with my kids. I love you guys so much. And if you like pen and paper, write down stuff in pretty designed journals, Emily made a beautiful PDF that you can download for free. You just go to EdenInsider.com. Okay? I love you guys, and I hope you have a great day. Bye-bye.